sure what's new today, so you guys fire away at me.
What'd you see out of your run game today and the passing game, the offense in general?
Well, we're looking at some different things a little bit in the run game, really in both areas. This is, a bye week's always unique because you're trying to fix some of the issues that you have and what you previously have installed, and then you're looking at some potential ideas for the future. So it's kind of a blend of both. I think we're cleaning up some of the issues that we've had. We looked at a few different schemes today that I'll have to look at the film, quite honestly, to see how they look and how they mesh with what we're doing. But the guys worked hard.
You were trying to figure out, if you guys are more of a power run team, spread the ball around. Have you progressed on figuring that out at all?
Well, what I've progressed to is, again, I believe that every game has a unique personality to it. And we're fortunate to have a versatile offensive system and versatile offensive players that allow us to be multiple. And I honestly believe we're at our best when we are multiple, when we're not a one-dimensional team, and we have to continue to strive to be versatile and be multiple.
Coach, with Sua, playing kind of that hybrid position, do you think he's worn down at all a little bit by having to play the linebacker position a little bit more and take on some of those linemen, especially in the last game?
No, Sua's in great shape. He's a physical guy. I mean, he's in the 220s, if not close to 230 pounds. He's extremely athletic. He's a guy in high school who never really came off the field. He played offense, defense, special teams, and so I think that he is one guy that is unique enough, like Adoree, can handle a lot, and it shows. I think that they have the ability to make plays. I thought Sua really made some plays for us last game, which not a lot of the guys on defense did, but he did. He was able to get some tackles for losses in the backfield. He was able to get around the ball. It's just more for him about being right all the time at that position, and so he'll learn that, and that's what this week has been for him.
Do you feel like that position is kind of utilizing his talents the best? Do you feel like that's
I think he's at his best when he's around the ball. Sua is a guy who can create turnovers. He can make tackles in the backfield. He can blitz off the edge. He can cover well. So I like him around the ball. So I don't know if it best suits our team and him exactly right, but what I do know is he's closer to the action. He's able to make more plays, and that definitely shows up for us. And so I think for that, we're benefiting from that, and he's only going to get better, understanding that role, being around the ball that way.
Coach, how have you seen the freshmen respond going from a big win at Stanford and then now having their first loss?
I thought Adoree was the player of the day today in practice. So it's just speaking of freshmen in general, he caused 3 turnovers in one period. Forced 2 fumbles and had an interception. Juju obviously is rehabbing his ankle, trying to get him healthy, so he's been limited. I think the young old lineman, Damian is not 100%, as we all know, so he's fighting through it. And Toa and Vianney, I think Vianney's really come on strong the last couple weeks. I think Toa has been really steady for us at the left guard spot. And I like what Ajane Harris, I thought for this week for him, it's kind of gotten him back to training camp mode, which is when he really impressed us the most. And we've refocused on Ajane this week in the slot, and it's shown up again, his toughness, his playmaking ability, and that's allowed us to move Nelson a little bit more outside where he's really comfortable too. So I'm hopeful we can continue that trend with Ajane. So I don't know if it's coming off a loss or a win, however that plays. It's more so just having a bye week and just continuing to focus on fundamentals with those guys to get them more consistent in their play.
With Ajane, what happened the last couple of weeks? Was it just, Nelson moving over?
Well, Nelson went to the slot, and that obviously, we moved him in there. We felt like that gave us our front line 3 receivers was the best matchup for us moving forward. But Ajane keeps fighting for playing time. He's had a great attitude. And we've moved Nelson some back outside this week, and we've seen his playmaking again on the perimeter with Juju being out. So we'll have to assess as a staff next week when we start to really game plan for Oregon State, where we have people line up and getting the best matchups for us to be successful.
One more. Have you done any thinking about the play calling during games and things like that? Combining both of those roles for you?
Meaning,
Just
be a little more. Give me some.
just keeping calling the plays as the head coach.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Without it.
Yeah, I mean I've had worse games than scoring 31 points before. So, every game, Dan, after every game, win, lose, I analyze myself first as the head coach and as the play caller, and then I get into Justin and special teams and then the players and the personnel groupings and all those things. But I look at myself first. And inevitably after every game, you think, boy, we played great and we did all this stuff. There's always 5 to 10 calls. I say, if I did that again, I'd call that play different here, or I'd utilize that personnel grouping there, or I'd go for it here, or I'd decide to kick the field goal there. That happens every time, Obviously, those things get magnified when you don't win and you don't play as well as you would have liked. But I don't, I have a firm belief in my own capability to execute those duties as the head coach and the play caller. I think that I've become actually more comfortable in that role since the beginning, 6 years ago doing it to now, and having a much better understanding and feel for recognizing the entire game and recognizing the defense and making sure we're taking care of those guys and all those things. So I feel very comfortable doing it. Do I want to be perfect? Sure. I want to wake up one Sunday morning and think, gosh, that was great. I wouldn't change a thing. But so far that hasn't happened in 6 years. So I gotta keep striving for it.